What's up, everybody? It's your boy Liam here. For breakfast, I had a banana and some bone broth and... Sorry, that's what hair on the background. I had banana and some bone broth and some eggs on toast, and that was pretty good. For lunch, I had some wonderful bratwurst and peppers, and it was very tasty. And for dinner, we had pizza, because there's a very good delivery deal on pizza on Tuesdays. So we have pizza every week, and it's a little silly, but, you know, it's very cheap. It's very cheap pizza. So, you know, what can you do? I woke up this morning at 4 a.m., which was crazy, because I went to bed at 8 last night, which is way earlier than... which is way later than I should have gone to bed for waking up at 4, but anyway, I should have gone to bed at 7 or something, which was totally possible if I'd locked in, but yeah, it was really crazy, because we only have one car right now. We have to like go to my dad's work, and then from my dad's work we have to go to my mom's work, and I work with my mom, so I had to wake up really early to account for the time it would take to bring my dad to work, which sucks, and we need to get a second car, but what can you do? We're waiting on it. It's reserved. What can you do? And yeah, work went pretty well. I kind of just swept, cleaned, organized. For a lot of the day I was organizing these bolts on this shelf. It was a whole thing. Though earlier in that day I did operate the forklift, which is a little scary. Every single night we have to bring in this humongous boat into the warehouse, and it's a lot of trouble, and we have to wheel it in with the forklift. So every morning, to get way more space, my boss gets the forklift and he just takes it out and he parks it outside. It's really easy. You just need to put little things under the wheels to prevent it from rolling away, right? And he was like, hey, you should do this. So I tried to do it. I put the little towing ball thing on the forks, or on one of the forks, and I picked up the boat, and I moved it back, and I don't know, it is, you know, at the end of the day, it is my fault. As I learn more of like where I am in space, especially when I'm towing like a big towing, I don't know if that's a technical term, especially if I'm carrying a big boat with a forklift, like, of course my spatial awareness is going to improve. However, what's going on? Of course my spatial awareness is going to improve. However, you know, I don't think my boss's instructions that he was trying to help me with were necessarily helping as much as he thought they were, because he was telling me to like straighten out and do all these things, and I don't know, I found myself doing things to the wheel that he was telling me to, instead of like noticing where I was in space, and then like finding out where to put myself on the with where the forklift is, which kind of sucks. I just need to get a little better at following instructions, especially when he's trying to help me and he knows exactly what to do. So he ended up having to save me, because it started scraping up against the wall, which is a little scary for a boat. It ended up being fine, like it barely just sort of tapped it, but if I went any further it would have been worse, so he just had to fix it really quick. I just had to turn on the brake and he just had to jump in and push it forward a little bit, and it was fine. But aside from that, yeah, I was just organizing those bolts. And then at the end of the day, I set up this thing, so now I'll be able to work on this website for this thing that he's working on for this thing he's doing on the other side of the state. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I had that wonderful bratwurst lunch. It was like we have a little club where like somebody in the office cooks a really nice meal, and it was actually my mom today, so she cooked some sausage and it was very tasty. And you know, it's like she cooked like 20 sausages, and there were only 7 people in the office, and there were 2 left by the end of the day, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, there were some wonderful peppers that were cooked in the crock pot, and you know, there were some like hot dog buns you can put the brats in, so I did that with one of mine. I had 2. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sora 2 came out today, which is really cool. I also have a code. So, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, as of right now, this is my Sora code, if anybody wants to get the Sora app. This is my Sora code. If anyone wants it, BMW8HD. I sent it to one of my friends. They're yet to use it, so what can you do? I might put that in my thumbnail, but that's a little much. You know, if anybody gets it, you can get the Sora app on Invite, but that's a little silly. I only got it because I was curious. I went on the r/OpenAI subreddit, and they have a mega thread for like sharing Sora invite codes, and so I just sorted by new and refreshed a few times, and eventually someone posted what they said was a permanent link, and I saw that it worked for 6 people, and so I tried it and it worked. Apparently that's what people in the OpenAI Discord were saying. I'm not in that Discord. Yeah, so that's one of my invite codes if you want to get Sora. It seems really silly. I just got it because it was invite only and it was like exclusive and cool, but now that I'm on here, it really is just like sloth. It's just like it's impressive, right? Like Sora 2, it's a good video model, but the funny thing about image models and video models is, you know, you start seeing them, you start being able to like catch like, oh, you know, this is the hallmarks of like this specific model, you know. It's sort of like how you can tell when like GPT-5 with high reasoning effort made a web page, or if like Claude made a web page, like you can sort of tell, you know. And I feel like it's the same thing with image and video models, and of course at some point that's going to go away, and maybe that's when it'll get really scary. But right now it's still, everything is still a little off. Like there's still a bit of that uncanny valley. Everything looks super realistic, but everything's still weird. Like everything's, I don't know, everything's fuzzy, and it looks like you are on something that might affect with your perception. You know, that's sort of what it looks like. And so I don't know, everything's still a little weird, but you know, it's impressive. Isn't it Brave New World where they have wire heading, right? Wire heading? Oh my god. Me when I try to use Siri in 2025, what am I doing? It's over for me. My parents are done with their show and they're going to start talking soon, so I'm going to end my video soon. Oh. Okay, it's not from Brave New World. What am I thinking of? The Brave New World thing. Yeah, so wire heading is, yeah, so it's like a rat pressing a lever for brain stimulation until exhaustion, right? I just worry that, you know, the phone will get too awesome, essentially, and people might just have a lot of trouble with, you know, it's just really spooky that right now, like, Mr. Beast has to employ 1,500 people to make his videos as engaging as possible to the most people, but now, in theory, you could have a feed with exclusively AI-generated video that is generated per user to be as engaging as possible. You know, like people don't need to make things that catch a certain niche. It's just every single person is their own niche, and that's a little scary. And if you get enough data about the user, I could imagine that will be the most engaging app in the world. And it's especially scary because I don't know if I'm immune to something like that. You know, right now, like I like to think, oh, I can point out AI video, you know, I can tell when, you know, I'm participating in a dark pattern online, but I don't know if the pattern is good enough, if the algorithm is good enough. I wonder if the only thing preventing anyone from getting addicted is opening the app. Like, it's a little weird. Like, I wonder just how effective these algorithms can get, you know, especially if not only the algorithms are recommending the content to you, but also maybe generating it. And of course, right now, Sora is set up in a way to where it only shows you video generated by other users, and I think that's a very wise, you know, design choice. But it only takes one company to make, you know, the app I'm talking about, and you know, who knows? It just seems like an inevitable next step, and I don't think it's unfair to think about a worst case scenario, because no matter what, that, you know, that sort of thing is an inevitability, right? You know, my P doom is low in that way, but you know, my guy who just wants to use the word P doom, my P doom is low, but also, you know, this certainly isn't helping. But yeah, I've been talking for 10 minutes, so. Oh, I also banged my knee pretty bad before I had to move something with the forklift that wasn't the boat. I tried to move this metal rack. I positioned my hands wrong. I totally banged my knee into it because I was putting my weight into it. banged my knee into this metal rack and it really hurt my knee. So hopefully it doesn't hurt as much tomorrow, but we'll see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye.